welcome back. We are here to play. You can check out anytime you like. And this is the Thursday edition, which I think I'm subtitling Smoke and Mirrors. Um, and yeah, uh, unfortunately, Rob is off doing something else, and that's fine. Maybe we'll get him back before we end this little series. But even if we don't, it's like Lane Maddox is lost somewhere in the hotel, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, so we're all lost somehow in some way, shape, or form in this Hotel California, which is somewhere in time and space. So yeah, let's go ahead and have Kevin, your turn to pick what mini game you want to play.
Don't know. Let me look through them.
Hmm.
Also, just to remind ourselves of who we are and what we're doing. So we have Stella Carr, Heath Campbell, and Brigham Moore, aka the man behind the mirror.
Well, while you're picking, it's like Elle, you want to go ahead and reintroduce your character, and then we'll go down the line and do a quick introduction.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I am playing Stella Carr. She is a guest at the Hotel California. Her three traits are naive, arrogant, and nosy. She was at some point an actress. It's unclear how successful or unsuccessful she might have been, but we know that she was running from her overbearing agent and stage mother who oversaw every detail of her career when she stumbled upon the hotel. Um, she thinks she's only just arrived at the hotel, like maybe in the last week or so. That may or may not be true. In fact, I, as her player, think that she's probably been there for much longer than she believes. Um, and the thing that she misses most about where she's from is being doted on and cooed over. She really loves attention, and she's been demanding it at the hotel by incessantly calling the front desk, which I'm sure the staff loves.
Absolutely. And I'm playing Heath Campbell, who is also a guest. He has his three traits of being cautious, practical, and creative. I think we've established that he's a writer of sorts because he's taken up the habit of scribbling in his notebook every morning because of a recurring dream that he's been having, although the dream has been getting stranger and stranger, I think, as it's been going along. And he thinks he's been a guest here, well, feels like weeks, but the calendar says it's been years. But that calendar's been kind of wonky for different people at different times, so who knows? And maybe he's trying to write stuff about that too. Um, yeah,
And just to remind myself of who I am, I'm the man behind the mirror. Brigham Moore, sometimes called the Silver Sir, cold, detached, uncanny, uh, and kind of what it says on the tin. Sometimes appears in mirrors, uh, or in any place where reflective surfaces tend to be prevalent. It seems as though there might be another world on the other side of the mirrors. And things don't always match up between what's going on in what we're assuming is the real world and what's going on the other side of the mirror. And so he's generally the person that they think might be sometimes appearing there. Sometimes he is summoned. Sometimes he appears as other people. No one knows if he has a quote unquote true form. And yeah, I think that's what we know. And with that in mind, I think the game that makes the most, this seems like the most interesting in further exploring that idea would be a conversation through a door or who can it be now? Um, Looks like it's a two-person game. But I don't know. Right now, I think Stella is the only one who in fiction has sort of previously encountered the man behind the mirror. Um,
Well, Heath
S-
has seen the man behind the mirror in in the man's disguise as Avery. Though I'm not sure like
hmm,
Heath has the info to connect those two entities, but
yeah. I just don't know. Choose which of you has shut yourself in a room of the hotel and who is on the other side of the door. Since Stella is going to pick the next scene, I think actually I might just say, let's go with Heath, and you and I can figure out together why, how we came to be in this situation together. And I think to add layers of complexity to this that may or may not be necessary, the door that the man behind the mirror is behind is on the other side of a reflective surface. So there are arguably two layers of separation between us. Um, but that puts it in things like, hotel rooms have mirrors, and usually
Yes.
through a mirror you can see the door. But I think I think easily to me, the moment that you think something odd is happening is when we might breeze past this, but you might have heard a noise or someone speaking to you and go to open the door, and of course there's no one there. And then you close the door and the voice comes from behind the door again.
Right.
Um,
I mean, I almost feel like it's like one of those weird ass games that you play because it's like you want to fuck around with the guests and stuff. Um, you're just trying to avoid the staff, but you're trying to mess around with the guests. And I feel like it's one of those situations where it's either, again, like as you say, like a reflective surface behind a door, and you're just fucking with me now, or it's like reflective surface behind a door reflecting a door, and then like the other door's locked, and it's just like a really weird back and forth kind of crap. But you're trying to communicate. Because I can't see you, it's almost, I don't know, like how would it feel if I can talk to you but I can't see you? How would that be for you? Would that be annoying?
Normal. No, I mean, I'm used to that by now.
Mm.
Um, Most people, I feel like, can't normally see the man behind the mirror, or if they can, it's creepypasta style. It's you see a person in the mirror and you look to where they would normally be and there's nothing there. Am I just way too used to that? Um,
Ooh, what if it is like one of those weird situations where like two reflective surfaces, because it's like one mirror behind the door and then another mirror like across from it, and that's the only way that Heath can sort of see you. And and technically you're behind a door. You're behind on the other side of a door.
yeah, I might just add a detail that, like, just to keep things spooky and mysterious, like maybe occasionally you see like a sleeve or an arm, but you
Hmm.
never see like the person. Um, because it seems that would be honoring the spirit of the mini game, I
Right.
think.
Okay.
Um, Let me know if you have alternate takes on that.
No, I
But
kind of I kind of like that because again, it's like we can't like really see each other.
mhm.
But let's see. What do we want from each other? And the
What do we
person,
know about each other?
yeah.
I don't know if I know anything about Heath necessarily. I mean, uh, unless we establish stuff. Um,
I mean, aren't you able to, in theory, watch the guests from mirrors whenever you
yeah,
want? You could
yeah,
have observed almost anything.
yeah. Just saying we have tabula rasa right now for that. Um, I don't know. What's something that, like, has Heath ever just like monologued into a mirror? And if so, like, what did he say?
Um, I want to say like in maybe in Heath's room, it's kind of like it's set up like a regular hotel room where or at least like something like a regular hotel room where a vanity slash work area is set up by a mirror, like,
Mm.
like all together, because the room is smaller. And so, therefore, like, he's usually writing in front of the mirror, and perhaps he's not looking up, but the man in the mirror is like looking down and observing him without Heath noticing. And maybe it's like, he's kind of murmuring to himself, and then, like, he's like kind of talking about.
And remind me, Avery is your fiance, right?
I think so. I think no. That was Avery was with Lane. Like Lane was
Mm.
obsessing over
Gotcha,
Avery.
gotcha.
Yeah, I don't think I named my fiance. Um, so,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
maybe he was murmuring to himself about like how, yeah, it's a good job. I mean, her dad offered it to me free and clear, but I
Hmm.
didn't didn't deserve it. Didn't. I mean, that would have put me under his thumb. And I had to
Hmm.
show that I was going to make it on my own. I had to prove myself. No, I have to prove myself. I can't just take a handout. That's ridiculous.
Hmm.
You know. And like
Yeah,
murmurings like that.
yeah,
Um
yeah.
but who's on the outside because or who's on the inside because person on the inside begins the conversation and saying why you distrust the person on the outside and what you're most afraid might happen.
I
Uh
mean, spatially, I feel like if this is Heath's place, if this is Heath's room that we're setting this at,
mhm.
then I feel like Heath is on the inside
Okay. Okay.
for the purposes of determining that.
Okay.
Um,
Do you think that like the man in the mirror like actually makes some noise that like Heath is like
yeah,
hearing?
you're in a horror movie. Of course, there's going to be spooky noises from the darkness. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. It's like, somehow the lights have gone out and Lane has disappeared, so even when Heath calls down to the desk, he can't get a hold of anybody to come up and take a look and fix the lights or something like that. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then like, he's kind of like, using a pocket flashlight that he's got or something like that, and then you make some sounds or something and he's like, "Who's there?" And then, flashlight, and that's why definitely Heath can't see anything but maybe a sleeve or an arm or what have you.
And also, so one of the hallmarks, or one of the things that herald the man behind the mirror's appearance is a sudden drop in temperature. And if you've ever been in a hotel room where the AC exists in precisely two states, it either is entirely non-functional or your room is Arctic cold.
Oh yeah, I'm
Um,
getting 1406 vibes now. Oh crap. Oh,
so yeah, I feel like
Lane, where the hell are you? God
Heath
damn it.
is seeing his own breath. Uh, yeah. Has Keith heard anything about the man behind the mirror?
I mean, he's heard about, the man, but I mean, like, maybe he thinks it's a joke, like, or maybe like a prank by like some of the other, uh, guests in the hotel, or maybe it's like, something talked about as like a rumor, by the staff. It's like, maybe like not taking it seriously. And, but now now he's wondering whether this is actually a thing. And then he's like, "Hello? Who's there?" And I think like Heath is now again just wondering whether the man in the mirrors might be actually real because of the signs that he's feeling now, and afraid that this is actually true. It's like, yeah, he's seen some weird shit, but I mean, mm, it actually happening in his room is something new, right? That's like I don't think you've manifested this close before. Um,
Hmm.
so uh, let's see. Let's see. Gain coins. Okay, so bup, 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 bup.
So what do I want from Heath, and what does Heath want from the man? Why do I need you to open this door? Uh, um, or do we want to flip it and say that like I've shut the door just to fuck with you, and I'm technically the one on the quote unquote inside?
I mean, you totally can if you want. I mean that could be a I mean, it's reflective, right? I mean, like
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
using the whole mirror thing. So yeah, that would be kind of funny. Uh,
yeah. Okay.
so why do you distrust me? And then like what are you afraid might happen? Now that you've
Um,
manifested with me here, or we're like it's like what makes this different from you just fucking around with another guest?
yeah. Why do I distrust the person on the outside? I mean, other than the fact that I just tend to hate the guests in general, but
Right.
why Heath specifically?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Is there something about Heath that's different from the other
I mean,
guests?
the immediate thing that jumps out is the journal, but I have to, if I'm following that immediate line of thought, then the thing that the man behind the mirror wants would be for Heath to A, stop, or B, destroy the journal. Or maybe tear out a certain page or blank out a certain name, or those are the immediate thoughts.
I wonder if perhaps, like, as he's been musing, maybe it's like, you've discovered that he's actually been writing down some of these stories and rumors and such and so forth, and maybe he's close to, starting to investigate you now.
Hmm.
And I don't know how you feel about that, so
Yeah, that's a possibility. Or I also wonder if there's a way I can pivot this into having you fuck with the other guests.
that would be funny.
Like I want you to leave a note for Stella. Uh, yeah. Um, Mr. Journalist, I want you to write a note. I want you to write a note to Stella. Not just a note. I want you to write a love letter. But why do I distrust you is the next question. So I've got what I want. Why do I distrust you?
Does it have anything to do with the fact that I danced with Stella, like, at the ball last night? I mean, like, or whatever night it was?
It could just be as simple, actually, like given the general wide open framing, it could be just the fact that I'm an anomaly
Yeah.
and you're a guest. Of course I'm going to distrust you. I don't know the rules of people.
Mm-hmm.
Anomalies you can rely on to do certain things at certain times. They seem to follow certain rules, but people are people and people are complex. And I don't know if I can trust you to do this thing for me, or I just don't trust you in general.
We're capricious, sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so if you're the one on the inside, you're the one that begins the conversation. Okay,
Yes.
so
Okay.
4 challenges.
Lead the hunter through 4 challenges. Choosing the. Oh wait, whoops! I'm on the wrong page. Da da da. There we go. During the conversation, each player will gain coins representing an influence you have in another. Um, I think my cat has opinions. Um, let's see. I know you by rumor or reputation alone. You're a journalist of sorts. You have a penchant. I also hear that uh, you have hmm, a certain way with words. Perhaps there was something you wanted to be other than a journalist, a novelist, perhaps. Isn't that true of so many journalists? Is they always want to publish their own things. You have certain ideas about the way the world wants to be, and or the the way the world should be, and you right to get that muscle out, don't you?
Well, let's see if I convince you, or if I just reinforce what you think you know. Let's see. Nope. That is heads. I convince you that not everything you've heard is true. And I gain a coin. Alright, so. Bloop. Okay, I mean, honestly, all writers play with words. Journalists are supposedly more truthful with them, or more factual. I've been trying to create images with mine, create feelings and emotions. I don't know that straight journalists would do such a thing, to be honest. So, maybe not everything that you think is true about me, whomever you are. I don't know how exactly like he would put this, but something like, I've heard about you, but why you cornered me in my room, I have no freaking clue. I mean, you plan on attacking me? And that's the physically pursued me here, and I suspect you mean to attack me. So, throw.
On heads, I'm convinced I have advantage on you in a fight, and I gain a coin. If I wanted to kill you, I would have killed you. That's generally how these things work. I'm fully confident in my ability to navigate my way around the hotel. I've seen you bumbling about. You've gotten lost more than once, haven't you, recently? I don't blame you. The hotel, the hallways are complex and labyrinthine. It's almost as though it's made to keep you in this place. But make no mistake, I have been here a lot longer than you.
Is that. Wait. Are you talking about. Are you talking about for real? And he says that with air quotes. Are you talking about my dreams?
I'm not sure I would differentiate between the two. This place has a rather dreamlike quality, wouldn't you agree? It's almost nightmarish.
Yeah. That's why I keep writing things down, trying to figure it out.
Do you know, I heard something about dreams once, that in them you can't recognize writing. You look down and it's nothing but meaningless scribbles, trots. Something about the language processing center of the brain. It doesn't fully function in subconscious states. So if you can recognize your writing, chances are you're either awake or you have done something that most dreamers cannot do, or perhaps I'm a liar. That's always a possibility as well. You see, I'm here because I want you to do something for me. I want you to use your powers with those words to lie. There's another guest here. I know of them. Perhaps you do as well. One Stella Carr.
Yeah, danced with her last night. Or previous, whenever they had the ball.
Hmm. She's going through. Well, it doesn't really matter why. I want you to uh, write a mysterious love letter to her from an anonymous suitor.
Okay.
Now, does that? I don't know if that goes against your personal code or sense of morals, and if it
We'll
doesn't,
just
then I might
yeah, we'll
push it
just
a
fudge
little
it.
harder.
Yeah, we'll just fudge it and see what I say. Uh, that is heads again. All right. On heads, you convince me of a satisfying alternative and gain a coin. Hmm. I convince you of a satisfying alternative.
Hmm.
Gain a
Yeah.
coin. Hmm. Um. Let's see. Are you sure that an anonymous letter is would suit Stella? I mean, she seems like the kind of person that just wants to be. She loves attention, like known attention, like in the moment, in where she can see it, she can feel it. I mean, you're manifesting to me now. I mean, why couldn't you just appear to her and then, be effusive, talk to her if if you're so concerned about how she's feeling? I mean, I could do the same too. I mean, like, I could go up to her and give her a compliment or just like kind of show concern if she's going through something, but I mean, you could do the same too.
I could. And I suppose that might not be the worst idea in the world, but I'm loath to manifest as much as possible. Usually I have to be called, see?
But I didn't call you. I don't remember calling you.
No, this action is quite exhausting. I'm going to have to go sleep for a long time after this. But I suppose you are right. Maybe a ghostly reflection might do her some good.
Just for the fact that you're manifesting is just creepy as hell. And it's like the power of appearance frightens me. Throw.
Your appearance frightens me. On heads, you do or say something that puts me at ease and gain a coin. Curious that we got four heads.
So you get a coin, but I mean, like, how do you
Yeah,
put me at my ease?
that's I don't know. Um, well, if it's any consolation, I suppose. Of course, I can't walk through the door. Uh, I'll tell you a secret. The color blue is able to ward me from taking lethal hostile action. If you wear an item on your person that's blue, I cannot harm you. I don't know why this is. It's just been around for a long time.
Huh. Think something in your past might have
Quite
bothered you.
possibly.
Hmm.
It might be the color of the sky. I've forgotten what it looks like.
Do you think you've ever been out of here?
I'm not sure. There simply always has been the hotel, and so long as there's been a hotel. No, that's not true. I came here at some point after the hotel's creation. Hmm. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, something that could be fun to look into for sure. So, and I just lost track of like back and forth, back and forth. I feel like we both
It's
got yeah.
Yeah, we're even. We both got two coins. If the person on the outside of the room has as many coins or more, choose one. I think I'm too exhausted to keep my barricade up. You can open the door without resistance. And to amend that last little bit of musing, I think you actually do hear this sort of like fatigue creep in the man behind the mirror's voice. He says, "I've already been here too long, so I I must return. Back down to the darkness into the hallways.
Thanks
Oh,
for
keep your
stopping
words
by.
in mind. Is don't thank me. Next time I'll kill you."
Not if I wear blue first.
There's just silence, but the door is unlocked.
So, like, I'm sure, like, he's like now it's starting to feel like regular and warm again. It's like, oh man, yeah. So cool. All right, so let me mark this on the Elle. Your turn.
Yeah, I have a couple of ideas for what we could do
Okay.
next. The love letter. Is he sending that after all?
I think he's
Uh,
going to do it in addition to like actually doing something in person with you, Stella. So I mean, like he muses over the man in the behind the mirror's words, and then like probably thinking about it, and then seeing if he could write one. Right? I mean, like it's kind of like one of those things of like, do I write this as a poem? Do I write this as an actual letter? Like he's actually musing over it. Like how would this be in a movie or a book? So yeah. Like he'll probably like like tear out a couple of notebook pages and like kind of like do it a few different ways, and then like maybe like pick out the best one and then slip it under your door or something. But I mean, like it's not a it's I think the hotel has conveniently provided like different kinds of paper, like so not just like he doesn't just have his journal with him,
Hmm.
like like how like a hotel provides like some kind of like stationery and all this kind of crap. I mean, like maybe this is what Hotel California has provided for him as well. So like the little sheets, or like scrap sheets and stuff. So yeah, he's put something
Or
along
like,
those.
there's probably like a free notepad in your hotel room, right?
Yeah,
That has the little
exactly.
like hotel logo printed on
Hmm.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. So he's been like messing about and like putting some stuff on that, and then like picks out the best one, and then like slips it under your door.
Okay. Unless it's really important to you for the letter to be anonymous, I think it's interesting if Stella hears the rustling at the door and like opens it and sees Heath there as like a lead in to the next scene.
It's up to you. I mean, like if I think it would be fun either way. So I mean, if you think it would be delightful for Stella to have a little romance, then like anonymous. But if you think it would be even more hilarious to be a bit dramatic, it's like see Heath there. It's fine too. I'm okay with this.
Cool. All right. I was thinking about I think we're alone now,
Oh, cool. Okay.
and we can see, we'll just see what happens, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What I'm imagining, we know that Stella wasn't at breakfast recently, even though that's her daily ritual where she leaves the room for an hour or so. And when she opens the door, which she does abruptly and in silence, just like looking down at Heath, like crouching to put the note under her door.
Oh, oh,
Mm.
sorry. Yeah, just
You see Stella's eyes slowly widen in wonder. She doesn't look like she slept well at all. She's got these very, very dark, deep circles under her eyes. You notice also as a drop of blood hits the paper, um, the note that you've left, that her hands are bleeding. They're deep cuts over her palm.
hey. What happened? I mean, like we didn't see you at breakfast. I mean, like, are you all right?
Hey, do you have a minute?
Yes, sure. And he'll like kind of like just kind of like stuff the piece of paper in his pocket, like as he's like taking your hands in his and just kind of looking over. What the hell happened? I mean, do you have any bandages or something like that? I mean, what can I do?
No, I don't have any bandages, just my old dresses. Do you want to come in?
If I can, I don't know, like a toilet paper or like a kind of scrap one of your dresses or something like that to like wrap up your hands.
Don't touch my dresses,
All right, all
please.
right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I was trying to get
What
hold.
What does Stella notice about Heath, I wonder?
Well, you notice that he's got his hoodie like, like completely zipped up, like he's as if he's been like in the cold, but I mean like the hotel's at a pretty moderate temperature, so it's like, like where the hell's he been, right? I mean, and even though there's like garden areas or something like that, that's always been very moderate too. Like it's never been like where you see, extreme seasons um in the outdoors area of the hotel. And
Hmm.
he's kind of sweating, like nervous sweating, not like I've run like 6 miles sweating or anything like that. And he's right now having a very worried expression on his face for Stella. It's like, let's go to your bathroom and then like kind of wash out like these cuts. I mean, you're bleeding. I,
Stella will follow Heath to her own bathroom, like a lost little lamb. I think her suite has like quite a large washroom with like this beautiful like I don't know how fancy the hotel is, but Stella's room has like pink Italian marble.
mm-hmm.
Um, and she will like hoist herself up onto the sink, like sitting there, so that she can be at Heath's eye level,
Yeah.
leaving little like bloody handprints on either side of her on the porcelain.
Yeah, you probably have like the cushiest towels and stuff like that, and he's going to like like take your hands in his, and like he's gonna start the taps to have like some relatively cool or lukewarm water to help wash it off, to kind of see like where he can see the cuts. How did this happen? I mean, and like he'll just kind of like take one of the hand towels and like kind of like wrap up your hands to see if he can staunch the bleeding and such. I tried
I
calling
was
Lane and trying to get a first aid kit or something, but I haven't been able to get a hold of him.
Lane, is that the man from the front desk?
Yeah, yeah,
I've been calling him all morning. He wouldn't answer me either.
yeah. I don't know. Ugh. I saw him at breakfast, but I mean, he he went back to his desk, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Like, what the hell?
He's not supposed to eat. He's an actor.
What? I
Gotta
think
keep his figure.
I think we all need to eat, though. I mean, just just making sure that you know, fed. Like, make sure we're not gonna faint and you know, waste away and stuff. Uh, Did you have any? Did you have any breakfast? I mean, obviously you didn't. Ah, shit. I'm sorry.
I was trying to reach into that other world
Wait.
on the other side of the mirror. I mean, you saw it, didn't you? In the ballroom?
Yeah, but Stella, did you break a mirror and did you reach into broken glass?
Couldn't think of any other way to get there.
I think if once he makes sure that you're like, the bleeding has either slowed or stopped, like he's gonna wrap your hands in another towel and he's gonna bring you over to I like I'm assuming your uh room is like kind of like well appointed and probably has a
hmm
sitting area and all this kind of stuff. So he's
for
gonna bring
sure.
you, yeah, he's gonna bring it over to that, and he's going to sit you down and like sit across from you and say, I think I think this place is pretty weird. I just had a conversation with something in the mirror. So I there's a way, but I don't think we have to break the mirror necessarily to go there.
She talked to you then? The woman in the mirror?
No, it's a he. It's a guy. Well, it sounded like a guy. I might be wrong. I mean, like maybe it's the hey, maybe there's more than one. I don't know.
Stella sort of pouts a little bit.
Oh man.
I think Stella or I reach out to touch your pocket where you slipped the note away.
Hmm.
She gets this look on her face like she just remembered that she saw you put something there. And she just starts reaching for it like a child might. Um, may I?
Yeah, he's kind of like again, he's awkward. So I mean, like if you start pulling it out, he's just kind of like, oh yeah. He's just like, okay. And then he'll let you pull it out, and then like if he's got to explain it, he'll explain it. um, yeah.
Yeah, she starts just like unfolding it, and you can see her eyes like scanning the page. Um, I don't know. Hmm. Well, I guess a question for you. What's the tone of the letter? Is it really over the top, or does it feel sincere? Obviously, it's not signed, but
Right. I think it's one of those letters that approaches love as in how the writer sees Stella. Like for starting with the physical, like the best of the visual, and then like we'll like talk about, in very like not flowery terms, but just like very descriptive words, like like to try to bring out like the glow of her personality and all this kind of stuff to really sound like it's like I see you and I would love to know you and such, like that kind of like idea of love, of being with her, you know. So it's serious, but not too campy and not too like oh like I would love to, like
mhm.
like not full blown like 200 roses kind of business. It's like it's meaningful. Yeah.
Stella's expression as she reads is first completely blank with confusion. And then there's a little smile. And then, like, on a dime, her face, like, crumples in on itself and she is crying. You see these two streaks of mascara tears running down her face. And she looks up at you. And Elle,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's
Like
so sweet.
I move closer to you, close enough to touch. May I?
You may, but first, I want you to tell me you mean every word of this letter. Will you?
Those words. Those words came from my well, from my senses. What I see, what I feel, and I guess I was asked to write that and show yeah, show how I feel, I guess. And he will like bring his chair a little bit closer. You don't know me. I know you don't. Um, but I felt like we could connect, even for just a little while. And I mean, I know I'm just some schlub here at the hotel and such, but you know.
You're not just a schlub. You got that radio voice.
Thanks.
I just like listening to you speak, and you got words to say. Real words, not the ones that somebody else wrote.
I try.
I think actually I'm seeing this uh little clause in the scene instructions.
Oh, yeah.
If you and your partner run the risk of being caught together for any reason, then
Ooh.
any player may have you throw a coin after any answer. I do think that like in a place where other hotel rooms might have a like big generic painting of a pastoral scene or whatever,
Hmm.
there is a an old mirror on the wall in Stella's sitting room. Um,
Well,
and so
I can't imagine her not having a mirror in her room at
I mean, I
all.
think there's like a mirror in every room
Oh, sure.
of the suite, right? Like she can't not have a place to
Oh,
look at herself.
yeah.
Um,
Full length?
I think the mirror in here isn't full length. It's sort of like I'm imagining like landscape proportions, if that makes sense. So that
Yes.
like
Yes.
from where we're sitting, if we're looking in the mirror, we can only see like our neck and above, like
Yeah.
we're
Right. Right. It's kind of like to help make the room look even bigger. You know?
hmm
Right. Right. Right.
um but yeah, I think I want you to throw a coin and on tails, what we're discovered and left vulnerable.
Oh shit. Okay. Ah, son of a poop. Hold on.
You don't even have to say it, Mads.
Yeah. Okay. So, hmm. Are we discovered by the man or somebody else? I don't know.
It can be somebody else, Kevin, if you don't want the
Yeah, I
man
mean,
to
like,
manifest on the scene, but
I mean, I feel like I was just summoned, so this is hmm.
I mean, he's moving closer. Like, he's probably like a few inches away, like, like from her face and such. So,
Yeah, I'm just wondering like what does vulnerable look like here? I mean, do we go straight to a horror movie and start a chase scene or
it's totally up to you. I mean, like, what do you think? Because, if you're also heralding your appearance with one of your
Oh yeah,
traits.
yeah.
Woo-hoo.
I think either the room temperature drops or there's something in the room that starts to do the wind chime effect. If the mirror cracks, then I think violence is sort of promised or assumed.
does it crack in such a way that our reflections in the mirror
Oh,
are like
yeah.
separated, right?
Yeah,
Like it creates,
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
crap-a-doodle-doo. Okay. I mean, if that's the case, I think me, like, and we hear it, I think immediately Heath is going to immediately like throw his hood on, and he's going to grab at the cover on your bed, like whatever duvet or whatever, and then he's going to throw it on you, Stella, just in case the man in the mirror gets really like violent or something like that and decides to crack the mirror, crack the glass and throw it at us. Like he's just really worried. Like and also too, I mean, like if it starts getting cold, it's like he wants to make sure that they're both protected in some way. So yeah.
I think for now, it's just a thin crack. It's not like a full rift through the mirror.
Okay.
Um, a surface crack, if you will.
And then
Um,
yeah, definitely Heath will turn and look at that and it's like, oh shit.
I think I think Stella like simultaneously says,
Oh my gosh.
but in a very excited way.
Of course. Oh man. So yeah, that was um yeah, I mean like like
I think we can. I mean, we can leave it there.
yeah, I mean like
Right?
cuz anytime after the third exchange any player may interrupt and enter the scene. So I mean like are we going to like well, we can actually take a break now if you want and then we can let's see. I guess it's me that
Yeah,
decides
yeah.
next. So yeah, let's take 10 and then when we come back I'll decide on what dovetails right into this scene. So, yeah. So, see you in 10. Okay. So, I'm gonna pick. I think what works for this is that whether it be because of the man behind the mirror's doing or because the hotel wants to get in on the fun, I think we are dragged from Stella's room into a different space. It's almost like the hotel has shifted around us and it brings us into time after time. So, set up the scene with your chosen partners, decide which part of the hotel you're in, and what you're doing the moment you begin to notice things aren't the same. So, like I said, it feels like man behind the mirror has, like, signaled with the thin crack that has come through the mirror that he's here. Oh boy. And yeah, Stella's excited. Heath is like, oh shit. And then I think it's like the it's like how they have in those old game shows, like where they have the moving dais, like kind of like, like spinning like a lazy Susan. And it's kind of like that's kind of what has happened to us. It's like the lazy Susan of the room, Stella's room, has moved, and then we're like kind of in the dark, and then we're spotlighted so we can step off of it and then move into um, a lounge where I think we're almost like able to step into each part of each other's history. Like one person can step into a detail of their past, and then the others would kind of like watch. And then it would kind of like, as the lazy Susan slowly spins, then like, we would each go through one of these details. So other players may join freely if it makes sense for their characters to be there. What part of the hotel's history or your own history are you now seeing? What questions could this flashback answer for you? And what might the hotel be trying to convey by showing you this? So, um, and whoever the flashback feels most targeted to go, like, feels most targeted to goes first. Okay, so I think what part of the hotel's history or your own history are you now seeing? I think we're in the foyer. And this seems to be like a very early time where the hotel is definitely in its early days because the grand foyer has some of the decorations that we don't currently see because they're not modern. Like this is more in an age where the the gilding is there. The decorations have to be more sumptuous because that's what the time calls for. Like the chandeliers have to be definitely, more wrought and more like, with bejeweled, and then like the sconces have to be more ornate, as well as like all the I don't even know all the details, but like, like you see a lot of curly cues, and you see a lot of like, carved out things like in the corners and such. So yeah, even in the ceiling. So yeah, that's where we're at. And there's like different spotlights for each of these places. Like it's so grand, it's so big that it feels like there's a different spotlight for each of these places. And each of these spotlights has something from our particular past. Like it's highlighting an object that we see, and it calls to each of us, leading into one of those prompts that we see below. So I would suggest like thinking about, it's like if you want to pick out one of those details that you're thinking it's leading you to, and then whatever the object you think it is that the hotel has spotlighted to lead into the prompt. And
Who's going to go first?
I can go first since I'm the one that suggested this weird idea in the first place. Um, I think Heath steps off of the very slow spinning Lazy Susan of Stella's room into the grand foyer, because his spotlight, he knows it's his spotlight, even though he's not sure how. His spotlight shows a sparkle. It's very specific. It's like a ring that shouldn't be here. And he steps off and he will go and pick it up. Like we'll see him like just kind of stop right in front of it, and then he'll take a few seconds and then pick it up, and he'll turn it in his hands and his palm, and it's her ring. It's the ring that he gave his fiancée. It's a simple silver band with 3 stones embedded in it. The diamond in the center, flanked by 2 amethysts, like two tiny amethysts on either side. And then he looks beyond, right on the edge of the spotlight, and he sees someone laying there. And he sees her. He sees her. She's dead. She's dead in my timeline. I didn't. You can almost see him sway as he's holding onto the ring, and he's seeing this prone figure on the edge of the spotlight. And he'll slowly step over to her body, and he'll kneel down, and he'll gather her in his arms, and he'll just start to sob. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to leave. I didn't know. And he'll just stay there as the Lazy Susan moves on. to the next spotlight.
I think we see Stella sitting in her suite as the lazy Susan slowly spins. We see the lights reflected in her eyes. She hasn't seen spotlights in so long. They're they beckon her like a flame beckons a moth, and she flits off or out of her room and towards one of them where I think there's a table, a small round table, um, like you might find at a restaurant, an upscale steakhouse, uh, a table with a fine white tablecloth strewn over it. And there's a phone sitting atop it. It's pastel pink and it's ringing. Stella excitedly answers.
Hello?
And she hears that voice again from her dream, a man's voice. Stella, are you listening? The studio, all dead. It's over. But the hotel or something here doesn't want Stella to relive this. Maybe it's her own mind blocking it out. She's frozen though. She can't bring herself to hang up the phone. Her eyes brim again with tears.
No, no, I don't like this one. I really don't like this one.
And as she keeps shaking her head, becoming more and more insistent, we see little drops of blood begin to like burble out of the phone receiver. The voice on the other line sounds underwater now, like he's drowning in a river of blood. And Stella just stands there, letting the blood drip over her bandaged hand, down her wrists. And the lazy Susan moves on.
To an almost tracking shot of a young woman uh, in hotel staff clothes, following somebody else, slightly older, also in hotel staff attire. He's saying, "Oh, it's glad that you responded to our posting. We've been without somebody in the bar for uh, well, longer than I think some of the guests might be happy for." But here's your station. You can set it up where you like. The storage is that way. You'll find everything there. You have request forms for in case any of the liquor gets low, of course. Inventory sheets, all of that. Uh, why don't you go ahead and familiarize yourself with the space? I'll be back to get you in a second. And this young woman uh, sort of bemusedly runs her hands over the oaken countertop, Uh, and as she's walking down the bar, they're right in the middle of it. Behind her on her side of the station, there's of course that ornate mirror with the gilded framing. And as she turns to look at it, we see through the perspective of the other side of the mirror. Gina has these gorgeous, uh, deep blue eyes. And maybe there's even something odd about the way that the mirror reflects it because she seems to lean in a little closer. Maybe she's checking for something on her face, like does she have a smear or something on her cheek. But as she does so, her own lips in the mirror move, desynchronizing with her. And she says, I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to you. Of course, in our timeline, Gina's blind. And perhaps now, or perhaps in another 10, 20 years, a series of cracks will form in that mirror before launching out one ordinary day that Gina happens to be looking at the mirror a little too closely. We go back through the hallways to the Lazy Susan, and it spins around again.
I think how the hotel removes Heath from the flashback is there's the gong, or the ringing of a grandmother clock somewhere, and it's clanging like count of 9. And at the strike of 9, there is at the edge of the spotlight, there is the official uniform of somebody from staff that pulls out a pocket watch and will show the time to the kneeling Heath and say, I'm sorry, sir. It's time. And he will reluctantly he'll smear his forearm across his eyes to clear the tears from his face. And he will gently hand up his fiance's body up to this staff person. And it's almost as if there's a reel that's been rewound, and we're watching the film go backwards, because then we watch Heath move backwards, walking backwards, but the staff person is holding the fiancée in their arms and bringing her to a tableau that's moving in regular time further along, and it's spotlighted as a funeral scene, a funeral procession, where she is suddenly in a casket that's being hoisted on the shoulders of several people. Heath is there. Heath is one of the bearers, and we'll bring it to a graveyard in the distance, someplace outside. someplace where it's sunny, someplace where it's shaded by great trees and birds are heard in the background. And the Heath of the hotel is moving backwards onto the platform, onto the Lazy Susan of Stella's room, and will move backwards into the seat that he was in before the hotel moved them.
We see the spotlight on Stella's face so bright that all we can make out of her features is her eyes, her green eyes, and the mascara streaks beneath. And she is still saying,
No, no, no.
and suddenly the light shifts, the spotlight extinguishes itself, and Stella finds herself back on the sofa in her sitting room next to Heath. But the toilet paper that Heath had hastily wrapped around her hand is soaked through now with blood. And in her hand is the phone receiver from the little table next to the sofa. And there's a voice on the other end of the line saying, Miss, can I help you? Lunch service is over. It's over, miss. Do you need something? And Stella pauses for a long time, still frozen there, until she's able to say,
No.
and hang up the phone.
Yeah, I think that's good. I don't know if there's anything else to say on the man's parts. Because we're back in normal time now. Maybe there's for a moment with the new crack in the mirror, for a moment it looks like there's a shape there, and in the reflection we just see the door to Stella's room open and close.
And I think as Heath relaxes in his seat next to you, Stella, I think he's going to kind of shove his hands into his hoodie pocket and then realize he's feels something in there, and then he slowly draws out, and he's shell shocked as he draws out the ring, her engagement ring that he gave her, that he gave his fiance. He hasn't seen it since it was buried with her.
I think Stella is still not really moving. Like she's very oddly still once she puts the receiver down. You just see her big green eyes sort of roll in your direction. She sees the glint of the ring, the light from the window.
Heath, I'm very flattered, but I cannot marry you.
What? Uh, yeah. No, no. Somehow I have this back. I haven't seen this in a very long time. Are you okay? I mean, It looks like you started bleeding again. Do you need help? You want me to try to find Lane and see if he's got a first aid kit or something? I mean, there's got to be a doctor around here somewhere. I mean, this is ridiculous.
I think I just need to be alone.
Heath will nod. And I think you know his phone number because you obviously called him before.
Mhm.
And he's going to say, Stella, you've got my number, so if you if you need me to come back, I mean, let me know, okay? Don't don't try to deal with shit by yourself, all right?
Oh well, I got 100 more of those little pills.
Maybe we should, I don't know, do more dancing or something like that so you don't have to take pills just as often. Hmm? Just to give it a try, you know?
The pills aren't the pills ain't a cure for not dancing, but I'll think about it.
He'll nod, and then he'll leave you with one of the clean towels and look back one more time before he heads back to his own room. But he'll take a look at the mirror too before he leaves. It's like, So, and that brings us to Kevin.
I don't know again. Um,
I always find it so hard to choose. That's like my number
yeah,
one problem with Firebrand's games. I'm like, you want me to make a decision?
Yeah, I know,
yeah,
right? And it's not like some of them like make more sense to be, like in a particular order. It's just like this is a very liminal space.
yeah. There's a tiny part of my brain that's like, let's fucking break the glass but I don't know if the man behind the mirror wants to escape.
I don't know. I mean, how does the anomaly feel, right?
Yeah. I
I
don't
feel
know if
like
that's ever like entered his thoughts like as a possibility.
right, but I mean, like, is it also like, something that he's possibly contemplating because he's also distrustful, hateful, and jealous about the guests who possibly could? I don't know. Play more to find out.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I just feel like between the guests and the anomalies and possibly the staff as well, I mean, like, there's so much history that could be drawn out. And, also, like, if you're interested in, like, well, what's the weirdness with the hotel? Like, you make it up as we go along, too. Which is
Mhm.
why, like, I set up a separate board for the for the stuff on the very, very bottom of the table of contents. So, and you can totally fast forward or whatever to a different
Yeah.
time. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this
I'm
is, I was gonna say, I don't know if this is helpful with analysis paralysis, but we can also do flashbacks.
we just did flashbacks. Um,
Well, but I mean, one of the mini games that is ostensibly set in the present, like we can decide that it's in the past.
oh, got it. Yeah. Um, no, I'm especially looking at like right now I'm looking at working for the weekend, but I'm like, do I take breaks?
I don't
But
know,
one
do
of the
you?
prompts is also you stumble onto someone else having a quiet time in an unexpected place. Um, which sure, let's ride that thread.
I feel like I want to see something between the man behind the mirror and Stella, you know?
Okay. In that case then,
Haunting is such hard work, yes.
Um, it's harder than you think.
I know, it totally is.
Um,
All that spectral energy, for sure.
uh, I mean, I'm still looking. 'Cause billiards doesn't. Stella doesn't play billiards, right?
Mm, not usually.
Yeah, I. That's why I'm almost looking still at like working for the weekend.
Okay.
Night swim also doesn't particularly reach out. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with working for the weekend. Uh, Solo, unless other players may join scenes freely. Um, During the game, anyone may ask for details of setting occasion or circumstances. Begin by describing the first thing your character is doing to relax, let loose, or forget about their responsibilities for a while. Oh God, I made this bed. Um, what the fuck does an anomaly do to relax, let loose, or forget about their responsibilities for a while? Um, Other than just isolate? Uh,
Can I
Boy
ask
howdy.
a
Hmm?
question that may or may not have a bearing on this mini game? Um, when you're not appearing in a mirror, where are you? Like, do you exist if you're not in a mirror? Like, do you kind of need the guests as much as you hate them? Like, do you have to be perceived to exist, is kind of what I'm asking, I guess. And if
Yeah,
not, where do you
yeah.
go?
It's a good question. I think there is a second Hotel California. I think there is uh a mirror world that that's just his. And I don't know if he just wanders. I also wonder if it can't be seen in a mirror, it doesn't exist. So there's just these patches of like unreality, non-existence. And he just kind of like hops over them or, just steps and you're from one end of vision to the beginning of another. Um, I kind of like that idea that if it can't be seen in a mirror or it can't be seen in a reflection, it just doesn't exist. But as for what he does when he's not actively being observed, I don't know. Um, hmm.
I mean,
I
you
just kind
totally
of assumed
don't
he,
need to have an answer right now. I'm just curious about it.
yeah, I just kind of assumed he enters a state of sort of dormancy. Um,
But what if, like, like in this particular instance, this is something new and different because you are taking a break. You find yourself taking a break, like the humans do,
mhm.
like the guests do, and then one of these breaks happens, and it's like, oh, I'm dealing with this. Huh, you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
How do you
Um,
feel about that being closer to the guests slash humans than you thought?
I mean, it's definitely uncomfortable. Um, and if that's the case, actually, when I think of the stuff that summons the man, reflective surfaces, breaking glass, the restaurant makes sense. The glass, all the glassware, the silverware. Um, if if I am saying, or if we're saying that like if it can't be seen in a reflection, it doesn't exist, then the strongest place in the hotel would be the place with the most reflective surfaces. And to me, that says the restaurant. And so I wonder if that's where he's most comfortable. Um, and so what I think we might see actually, uh, or it says one of the hotel's restaurants or bars. We know Gina's bar, he doesn't go into. But I think there is, uh, for some reason in my head, it's a steakhouse, very The Continental from John Wick, a piano, uh, a solo pianist just sort of like noodling around on the keys, um, and I think in the way that many restaurants set out their servingware, their plates, their silverware, um, there is in our world, there is either like a seat that is empty, or every time the staff looks, it's like the silverware has been moved, very poltergeisty. Um, but when the camera turns and maybe changes elevation slightly, we see in the reflection of a little whiskey tumbler. Um, we see just a guest that we've never seen before, or an amalgamation of guests. We see uh, a bit of Avery. We see a bit of uh, Gina, a bit of other guests. Um, just sort of doing the violin cut of a piece of steak. Um, and the question is, who else is here for a meal? Hmm, don't know. Uh, we wanted to get into history of the hotel. This would be a good spot, I think. Hmm.
You mentioned before that you think the mirror version of the hotel is empty except for the man, but could it be that there are mirror versions of past guests? Maybe not the current ones, but like there's something that happens to people when they're in the hotel long enough that makes them, that like brings some part of them over to this other version.
I think there could be. Yeah. Uh, so maybe there are previous guests. We're in a slightly out of time kind of feeling place, anyways. Maybe a lot more fedoras, a lot more hats in general, bowler hats and uh, things of that nature. Thick cigar smoke, clearly. Um, and I think we see uh, at some point, it wouldn't be well, we have the concierge, which was Rob, and then we have front desk. And I think we have someone from the front desk come in and just happens to spy something, happens to spy an oddity in that glass. And he says to whatever, cook or chef is there, he says, something be going on. What? Uh, that place, that place setting is all out of whack. Is how the fucking man behind the mirror is here. Now I'm curious, like, what would they do to get rid of him? Like, salt the table or something to like just run him off. What is this? Because one of the things about the anomaly that we haven't really explored, the playbook, is I have to try to avoid the staff, and I'm wondering like what they do to get rid of the man behind the mirror when he appears. Ah,
Well, what's a superstition of theirs that is actually bound in a little bit of truth? You told you told Heath a secret that blue will ward you off, but I mean, like, there's something that the hotel staff knows that they've passed along and says,
Hmm.
if you do this particular thing or you have this particular thing, that keeps you know, that keeps the man behind the mirror, like at, you know, away.
Yeah. My usual go-tos are like salt, iron.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, I think the first thing they do is they draw all the curtains. I don't even
Hmm.
know if the curtains were open, but if they were, we just see whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of all the windows shutting.
Yeah,
They obviously can't stop all the reflections because that would be every glass, every piece of silverware.
sure.
That just wouldn't work. Um, but what is something that is like anti-reflective or counter-reflective? Almost like felt or velvet or something.
Oh
Um,
well, like they kind of pass it off as like we're changing the ambiance, so they have like special like the like either the sheer curtains or like as you say like kind of like the velvety curtains that kind of like just give it a change of pace, like to change the ambiance in the room, but
mhm.
they do it because of you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think something just more immediate would be just uh the front desk guy just comes out uh with salt
Hmm.
and just like throws it all over the table and the space and um yeah, we just in that reflection of glass, we just see, the sort of spectral figure like get up and, almost like a cat that you're like shoving, like rushing out of a room, just like see, this sort of wispy smoke just flood
Hmm.
out the room.
Right. It's like putting aluminum foil on like fresh aluminum foil on surfaces
Hmm.
against cat's
Yeah.
paws. Yeah, you don't like it.
No, no, I don't.
No. So,
But I think that's good enough for just, I learned something about this character, so I'm happy with that.
yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Right, sends us back to Elle.
Oh no. I've been like frantically looking through the mini games. And I have not arrived at one yet.
I mean, if you want to do another like one that we've done before that can always be replayed, like breakfast or something like that, you could totally do that too.
Yeah, I was considering that. Also looking up the sleeping with the TV on.
Mm.
This little creepy vignette could be interesting. But I was also thinking it would be fun because I agree, I would like to see Stella and the man in the mirror meet when the man is not in the form of Avery Chase. So I'm trying to figure out which minigame would be the best for that.
I feel like there should be a way. I mean, like even if you got to fudge it a little bit, I feel like there should be a way that Stella, even temporarily, maybe goes where the man is.
Yeah, I mean, she was trying to get into the other side of the mirror.
Yeah.
Um,
But not quite so violently, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, yeah, totally. I am with you there.
sweetie, kitty,
Oh,
kitty.
what a little
So
baby.
cute. Oh, look at that face.
Very, very cute.
The face. The winky. Whoop.
Oh, goodbye.
Not having it.
She
Doesn't want to
said
be
that's
perceived.
enough holding.
I know. Do not want to be perceived. Okay.
I think we can do a conversation through a door. I know you've already played that one, Kevin,
But this is
but I think if we're
different.
talking about, hmm?
No, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this is Stella trying to get to the other side,
Mm.
right? So she is outside and you are inside. I think.
Okay.
Wait. Yes. That makes sense. Um, so I don't think it necessarily matters how close the scene is to the scene that she had with Heath, or like the last time we saw Stella. Um, but I think the scene starts with Stella sitting at her vanity. Um, she is wearing one of her marabou robes, but it's open. And she's like completely naked underneath. Her hair is all over the place, and she is just sort of humming something to herself. I think it sounds kind of like the opening tune to I Love Lucy. It's like that kind of song, but it's not that. Something a little jaunty, a little corny even. Very here I am, very Hollywood. Um, and she is running her palm over the mirror, leaving streaks of her blood, trying to see whether looking through this pinkish, reddish veil would show her something that she couldn't see before. How does the man manifest?
I think to stick to the conventions of the mini game, kind of a similar situation. I think in this case, there's a door, maybe like usually with these hotel rooms, I feel like you can see the bathroom door um in such a mirror. And I think in this case, it just opens. And if Stella happens to look over her shoulder, the bathroom door on her side of the mirror is still closed.
There you are.
Stella wants the man in behind the mirror to let her in to his side of the hotel. But what does the man want from Stella?
To be left alone is not interesting. If my goal is what would be the most goblin mode mischief thing that I could have her do? Um, scaring the guests. Maybe that's just it. Maybe I just want her to be scared. I want to frighten her.
I can get behind that.
Sure. Let's keep it let's keep it simple then. So I don't know if there's a response, but dry ice style fog I think begins to roll out from the door behind the mirror.
I like that a lot. Um, Conducting the conversation. The person inside the room begins the
Oh.
conversation. First, say why you distrust the person on the outside and what you're most afraid might happen.
Oh boy. Why do I distrust Stella? Other than the fact that she's a guest and I'm Anomaly, why do I distrust her? Again, is it just as simple as you're a guest and I'm an anomaly and we shouldn't trust each other, or is there something deeper? Um,
I will say that like one way that Stella might seem different from the other guests is that up until now, she hasn't reacted with fear to your manifestations
it's
necessarily. Like she's
true.
been
Yeah.
upset by them because they've stopped her from looking at herself in the mirror, but she hasn't been scared.
Yeah. And I think people I joke about people calling the man behind the mirror all the time, but I think it's 98% of the time unintentional. Nobody calls Bloody Mary into their room unless there is either unless they think they have the power in this situation or yeah. So I think Yeah, that's good enough for me. And what I'm afraid might happen, actually, to ride that thread a little harder, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm almost afraid that Stella has a way to bind me somehow, in the same way that you would like bind a demon. Um, but to either trap or bind me in some way that I would find even more pleasant than my mere existence, more unpleasant than my mere existence.
Mm.
So, and I go first. Um, hmm.
Yes, you will lead me through a series of four challenges. During the conversation, each of us will gain coins representing the influence we have on each other. And after four challenges, we will compare and end.
Wait, do I do all four challenges? Or do we go back and forth?
No, we did back and forth when we did it.
Yeah, we did.
You did. It does say lead the other player through a series of four challenges, though, which to
Oh,
me suggests that you're always putting forth the challenge and I'm always
Oh,
answering.
yeah.
well, we played it both ways then, I think. Because,
Sure,
I
sure, sure.
mean, whatever. I mean, like, whatever seems fitting.
Sure. Hmm.
Play it either way. It's fine.
Yeah. Do you have an opinion, Elle? Do you want to try and do it by the letter so I do all four challenges?
Um, if you don't think that sounds as fun as switching off, then I'm happy to do it the other way. I'm not married to either way. I was
Yeah.
just gonna do it the way it looks like the game is
Yeah,
asking us
yeah.
to.
Cool. I'll take all four. I'll do what the text says. I'll lead through four challenges, but if this pivots into a different mini game, then then we'll pursue that instead. Cool. So, I think I saw you. Let's just open. I think I saw you elsewhere in the hotel recently doing something gruesome. And I wonder if so there's this crack in the mirror, right?
Mm,
I wonder if like on one side of the mirror is true reflection, what you would normally expect to see in the mirror, but I wonder if there's this sort of like down the middle situation where that image like a TV channel just changes to something else and
hmm
we see something that might be self-harm or in the vein of self-harm, Stella doing so, but the implication or the psychic understanding would be, I think I saw you elsewhere in the hotel recently doing something gruesome.
mm. All right. I don't have a coin, so once again, I'm gonna roll a digital die. On a 1 to 3, it'll be heads, and on a 4 to 6, it's tails. It is a 6.
Um, I have no proof, and you gain a coin.
Yeah, I think the man in the mirror sees Stella finally like take her eyes off of the reflection of the door in the mirror and look at just like silently watch this vision of herself doing something very painful. And again, there's no like visceral or like emotional reaction to it, just like a sense of awe. And she looks at the reflection of the open door again and says,
How are you doing that? Just making up things like in the movies, showing them to me. So, is this what you want to see? What you want me to do before I come over?
I think the door opens a little bit farther, and Stella's own reflection steps out of the bathroom, maybe with like her hair up in a towel. It's clearly from a time previous. She sits down and just kind of like leans to that the side of the mirror that the man has his power over, and she says, "No, no, your appearance frightens me. I don't want to see you at all." Oh, wait. Your appearance frightens me. I don't want to see you at all.
I roll my die. It's a 6 again. What does that mean? You worry me further, and I gain a coin. I think there are little, like, there are shards of glass still sitting atop the vanity. Um, Maybe one corner of the mirror just like had cracked completely and the glass fell out. And she'll pick up one of the shards and she doesn't press it into her skin, but she like kind of poises it um at her hairline. Like you could imagine her dragging the sharp edge around her face and peeling that beautiful face, the face that was once on posters and on the silver screen, just peeling it right off. But she doesn't do it. She just looks at her reflection and says, "The way I look can always change. It already changed once. My mother said I would never make it in Hollywood looking the way I did. So I transformed like a moth or a butterfly." And indeed, if we look very closely at the place where uh, hair meets forehead, we do see the like very, very faint remnants of, surgical scars.
I transformed like a butterfly. My mama told me I wouldn't make it in Hollywood. Is that why you called me here? See, the way I see it, you pursued me here. How do I know that you're not gonna attack me or trap me here?
I have rolled a 2. It's heads. Mhm. Stella blinks slowly, admiring herself in the mirror. She really is quite pretty. Her mother was right.
I guess you don't know that. And I don't know that about you either. Seeing you in the corner of my eyes, watching me from that mirror. You don't always look like me. I wonder if you really look like anything. Like I'm solid and whole and a real person. I think. And what are you? You're just a reflection. And I control my own reflection. I decide what image I project. Mother always said that too.
Is it your mother that taught you that? She starts to take off her wig because she's wearing one. You see, we can always transform as long as we're on the far side of the mirror. That's the thing about butterflies. I told you I would pursue you. I'd find you in every single world. I haven't seen you since the mirror broke. Aline, I thought I thought I wouldn't find you here. You made it so difficult. You made it so hard. But I'm still looking for you. I'm still transforming, like my mother said. Wouldn't make it in Hollywood. Wow, that was interesting, wasn't it? Seems I have some strong feelings for you. I don't know where those came from. It's like we known each other before.
I rolled a 2. Which challenge is this? I think I know, but
It's the second to last. I have strong feelings for you, good or
mm,
bad, and I make them known.
on heads, we talk honestly about our feelings, and you,
Are we
the
tied?
man, gained a coin. I think Stella also takes off her wig, revealing like Stella has or had like big, like dark brown, like chestnut brown hair. She takes off the wig. There's a sort of like dishwater blonde underneath, and her eyes take on a strange, sort of stormy blue in this light.
Yuta. Yuta.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's happening? Where are we?
And I think Stella, as she's talking, looks surprised that this voice is coming out of her mouth and that this name is coming out. She's never heard of anyone named Yuta before. And yet,
I don't know how I got here.
It's the mirrors. It's always the mirrors. Remember? I'm not sure if I called you or you called me. I can't stay long. I don't belong here.
Can I see you again? This can't be the
Always.
last time.
Of course it won't be. I promised you, didn't I?
In every world.
And every time.
You have as many coins as me. You get to choose the ending.
Oh my. Boy, oh boy. Um, there's something absolutely delicious. Like the one that reaches out to me is you find a secret way into the room, right? Is that sure, let's go. I
Let's
don't know what that means.
go.
I don't know what that means, but you find a secret way into the room. You find your way to the mirror world. Let's fuck it. Break it. Let's go.
I mean, I really think that it's because of like the bloody hands and the way she did it. It's like it's a ritual in itself, and I think that's how she found her way in.
I wonder if so Yellow Curtain was all about music. Like Paul McCartney was mentioned. There's the song Mixed Signals. But I wonder if there's a key somewhere in there, or like music was a big thing. And I wonder if like the 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 way into the mirror world is not visual but auditory,
Hmm. Yeah, it's a particular
Mm,
frequency.
or a song, just a specific song being played somehow.
Yeah.
Um,
maybe, maybe Aline through Stella has pressed her palm to the mirror again, trying to make contact with Heath and begins humming. I forget which song I was saying. Uh, Golden Slumbers, I think, by the
mhm.
Beatles. Um, and the surface of the mirror like ripples ever so slightly, like the surface of a pond when a frog jumps in it. And that's how Stella knows the secret way.
I dig it.
All right, I
Well,
think that's the theme.
yeah, that was the same.
Oh,
All right.
freaking amazing! Way to have this yellow curtain reference. God damn you! So good. So good. Oh my god. Amazing. So sweet. So sweet. I can't. I'm not
Mads,
following
it's
that up.
it's your turn. It's your
No,
turn. You have
I'm
to.
not
You have to.
following that up. What the hell am I gonna follow that up with? Shit. Um. Let's see. Let's go with sleeping with the television on, because this we could always return back to this as well. So let's see. All right. So this game may be chosen and played aloud by everyone as a downtime activity between other games, or quietly by yourself while others are playing a scene you're not actively participating in. So choose what channel you want to tune into and what you see there. Choose freely. And then when you turn off the TV, because of what you've watched, there's something about you, some detail of your mood, appearance, goals, or actions that everyone might notice. Decide what that detail is. The next time you play, announce it to the table. All right, so looking, I'm gonna try to pick one, and then everybody just pick one, and then try to decide how you want to narrate your prompt. I don't know which one I want to do because they're all good.
This is all of us.
Yeah, I'd like everybody to have a
Yeah.
chance to have a shot to watch some TV.
I mean, I don't know about watching TV, but I think in the lobby of the hotel,
Mhm.
the news is on and they're reporting a fire and mass casualty event in a small remote school town in Switzerland.
Oof. God damn.
Sorry, I'm just
I
writing
know,
what
I
just
know. You're
happened.
just riding that wave from the yellow curtain. Damn.
But to actually like, oh, they're reporting on a major catastrophe that happened years ago. So yeah, actually the it's the 25th anniversary of the terrible tragedy, the mass casualty event at the Casilda Archer Theatrical School for Young Women. Um, and I don't know why they're reporting on that news in Hotel California, but they are.
It's a
Yeah.
timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing. Hmm.
In Stella's room, this is a rare time that the television is on. I Love Lucy is playing. We hear the theme song as it returns from commercial break. Lucy and Desi are in a kitchen. Lucy is holding a steak knife. Desi is confronting her. Lucy, you almost killed me! My hand slipped. And there is absolute silence. It's clear that this is meant to be an over-the-top marital spat. Lucy, once again, up to her hijinks. But without the laughter, the situation feels very serious. Lucy seems unhinged as she deflects the accusations from her husband. And as the camera sort of zooms out from the television, we see that Stella's room, aside from the voices of Lucy and Desi on the TV, is also utterly silent and utterly empty. Just these little feathers from her marabou robes floating in the air. And in the corner of the frame, we can see the mirror and a very large ripple moving through it, as though someone has just stepped through.
To lighten the mood, I think Heath will flip through the channels and then turn on a cartoon. And it's actually a goofy one that he's seen a trillion times. It's the Summerween episode of like Gravity Falls or whatever. Can almost recite it in his head for as many times as he's seen it about the loser candy, and it's like the about Dipper ditching his sister and all this kind of stuff. But instead of them facing off against the creature of the loser candy at the end, it goes differently this time. It's where the creature will actually, instead of just downing maybe one of the side characters or something, it does manage to eat everyone before they're able to figure out like what's going to stop it. And it gobbles up the twins, it gobbles up like their it gobbles up Seuss, it gobbles up all the other side characters, and pretty much like decimates the town of Gravity Falls before it gets sidelined by the an alien UFO that beams down and grabs it as part of its menagerie before it shoots off into space. And Heath is just shaking his head saying, that is not how that episode ended. What the hell? And as they're zooming off, then they have like almost like a drone shot, like from the craft down onto what should be Gravity Falls. But then, like, you see almost a map-like view above of the town, and it actually looks like a layout of the hotel as Heath has been making it from his dreams and also from the real life map that he's been making as well.
Some detail of your mood, appearance, goals, or actions that everyone might notice.
Yes.
Um, so in that news report of the Casilda Archer School burning down, um, they have some, stock or B footage of a would it be a smoldering ruin? Uh, yeah, there's either some stock B footage that they do during the newscast, but uh the hotel is doing some fuckery, or rather actually in the mirror of uh the newscast, all of the B-roll footage is the Hotel California mid conflagration burning to the ground. Um that's, I think, the man behind the mirror's new goal.
Nice.
Destroy this place, burn it to the ground.
Oh my gosh. I think Heath is like, after seeing that episode and then like seeing how the ending goes and realizing that that overview and then his map or maps like are starting to look very similar. It's like he says to himself, "You're trying to tell me something." And I think whether people notice it or not, I think like his actions are going to be where people are going to notice Heath taking a lot more walks around the hotel and like being very observant about where he's going in the hotel now and then taking notes. I mean, like, not just scribbling in his notebook anymore, like in the mornings, like as if he's writing down, like remembering his dreams. Like this is where he's actively like exploring the hotel more now, checking out whether what he sees stays consistent from day to day or whatever timey-wimey bullshit he's experiencing right now. So, yeah.
I think the next time Heath sees Stella, she will be a reflection in the mirror, and she will be holding a glass shard, not unlike one holds a knife, and she will mean to use it on somebody.
Oh boy. Correct. Amazing. I think we should probably you know, close out for
Yeah, yeah.
tonight. Like some quick stars and wishes if you got some time, and then we'll seek to continue for next time. I'm sorry if I forgot to send out the the last episode because I feel like there's been some little tidbits that we could have probably started to base some mystery of the hotel or whatever on, but I think there's a lot of different threads in this one. So I'll be sure to send this out before next time if anybody wants to start to delve into the greater mystery that is Hotel California. So, stars for, oh my gosh, the scenes with you, Kevin, and you, Elle, are just always amazing. But then just that, throw in the yellow curtain. Oh my gosh, amazing. Oh man, loved it. And then just the God, why does my brain not want to work? I have to go back to refer back to the table of contents. Like, what did we do tonight? Um, let's see. Yeah. No, it was like fun to look at time after time because I think the the different flashbacks that we saw were just really intriguing and also very creepy as hell. So I mean, just want to see more of that, like, to really like hit home about how weird this place is and how tied in it is, but also how far removed it is from true reality. Like we could be anywhere at any time and it's all the same. It's all who the hell knows where the hell we are. So,
Any wishes?
oh god. Maybe I don't know. Do I dare like try to like, say we should start looking at the Miro board and adding to the Miro board? I don't really know how to use Miro, but I mean, I did it. I added the stuff to it, but we could try adding some weird stuff because I will also add that the other series of this game that I'm going to be starting tomorrow and on Saturday, they will also have access to the Miro board. So it'll be interesting to see people drawing threads between the series and then like one mystery in one game could like tie into a mystery from somebody else's game because they won't see each other necessarily. So, I mean, again, just to hit home that this place is everywhere and anytime. So, yeah. Yeah, just to kind of see like, if we draw any more mysteries from our pasts or futures and of the hotel as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, it was fun. I spent like the first half of the session sort of like meandering, and I think um I made like a self goal of like the other Firebrands games have these things that I feel like you're working towards. Like Once More Into the Void is like everything's coming down to that last mission, and here I'm like I want to know where I think this character is going by the end of the session tonight. And got there. Uh Certainly enough. Um, I didn't know I was going to bring in the yellow curtain. I'm like, it started when I was like, oh, isn't it interesting? Cool, yeah. There's some recurring motifs with like broken mirrors and stuff. And then I don't know, I kept noticing other little things, and then I was like, maybe Gina's from the school. Wouldn't it be interesting just to like do a reference? And then Elle said the word butterfly. And I was like, oh no, I know what I must do now. So that's where that came in. Um, and it was instantly, it was like lightning. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, we're doing it. We're going there.
Too
So that
damn
was really
funny.
fun. Had a lot of fun with that scene. Certainly, I love meta breaking horror. It's just really fun. And yeah, definitely star to Elle for picking up on what I was putting down and running with it. Because yeah, it was really fun. It's really fun when you don't need to lay things out clearly like that. What else? I don't know. I'm still in mental shock or mental shutdown from that. I kind of have to go back to the TOC and be like, what do we do tonight? Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
I know.
uh, Yeah, the time after time also really struck out to me as like just a really cool like um really just solid like understanding what the vibes of this game and this space are. Was really fun kind of seeing those vignettes. Um and then also yeah, Stella continues to be more anomalous than Anomaly, more horrible, more horrific or horrifying than the actual literal monsters in the hotel, which is just always such a delight. Um and wishes, yeah, definitely just any some figuring out the satisfying conclusion. Obviously we have Chekhov's knife now on the table, so some bitch got to get stabbed. That is those are the rules. I didn't make them up. Michael Chekhov did, so blame him. um and yeah, Just figuring out like I of course I either want to see I would love to see either an escape attempt or the burning down the house or somebody dies. One of like the last three mini games
Mhm.
there in the set that we haven't explored yet.
Yeah,
Those I think what I'm looking forward to. A
yeah,
little bit of an easy wish because I feel like that's where we're going anyways, but that's something I'm looking forward to. So that's
for
what I
sure.
got.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, a lot of my stars have already been said, which is the privilege of the person who goes last because I don't have to blather on. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Some stars that I wanted to make sure I highlighted. I loved Heath's moment of discovering the body of his fiance in Time After Time. And that felt like a big hint as to why Heath is stuck in this place, right? Like before that moment, he seemed almost too well adjusted for Hotel California. But then I was like, ah, there it is. The trauma. I see. Um, and the way you played it, Vance, was just really heartbreaking. Um, and for Kevin, yeah, I love oh, one thing I wanted to shout out the little vignette of Gina's like first day at the hotel that you narrated before she went blind. Um that was really cool. And the like ominous implication that maybe the man in the mirror, or at least like the anomalous properties of the hotel had something to do with her losing her sight. It's very creepy. Um yeah, and I really enjoyed our little mirror scene. That was a lot of fun. Wishes. Stella made a promise to Heath to help him find that place that he hasn't been able to find. And now that she's in the mirror world, I want to pick up that thread again and
Hmm,
see if she can find it there.
cool.
So that's one of the things I'm going to focus on next session.
Yay. All right, cool. All right, awesome. So, yeah, there's like just a lot got done and a lot got discovered for today. So, I mean, like, hopefully I'll remember to send like the stuff or be able to post this stuff like, very soon. But either way, I mean, like, this is a really great like time of discovery for all the things in this hotel, and it's still getting weird, and I love it. So yeah, you guys have a wonderful week. Happy gaming to you both, and I will see you next time. All right. So thank
You
you.
mind?
Thanks,
See
y'all.
ya.